how frustrating. Derby deserved a lot more than just a point from Portman Road, but bad habits just creeping into the final parts of games. Welcome back to 20 minutes of more chat about the Rams. We're also talking this week about, is Lewis Travis a lucky boy? Should he have seen red? And what do we think to our new signing? We're talking about goodbye Kane Wilson, and we're also reviewing this season's third shirt as well, with our panel of Rams fans. Stace, Peyton and Luke are back with us. Hope you're all well. Stace, you deserved so much more from that game, given the second half performance, didn't you?
Yeah, I think the first 10, 15 minutes were really good. Then we sat back, gave them too much respect. Second half really came out strong and I think deserved the 3 points at the end of the day. Really, really frustrating to concede so late on with a penalty after 16 minutes of added time.
Yeah,
Yeah, very frustrating.
Where did the extra time come from as well? Yeah, and there's bad habits. DCFC says there's encouraging signs here, Peyton, but we need to nip these bad habits in the bud. We can't keep conceding late on, and we can't be conceding through silly individual mistakes. Brewster, Clark and CM9, though, and Aguiman and Lars to add, Travis Superb and Ozo to start, as was Johnson. And we'll come on to the new signings a little bit later on. But these bad habits just keep on creeping in. That's a couple of games now where we've made silly mistakes and it's cost us.
I think this game, is a little bit different because, 106 minutes into a 90-minute game of football, I think it's a bit more nerves creeping, especially, I think, David Ozo. I actually disagree with David Ozo starting. I think Ibu should keep starting alongside Travis right now because I just don't think Ozo right now is at the point where starting, he looks a bit nervy. He looked nervy coming on and then obviously gave away a penalty in the end of the game. So I think, poor defensively sometimes. I mean, a defensive error led to their first goal. Poor from Zetterstrom and poor from the defence to let him get free. But I think with an international break, the defensive errors, they're going to have to be gone. Otherwise, we're just going to keep struggling.
Yeah, and the players you've signed are going to certainly add to that. Just the final word on Ozo, though, just while you're still there. Peyton Zach says, whilst good on the ball, Ozo really isn't the midfielder people think he is. I appreciate he's young, but he's naive, he's clumsy at times, and his positioning is pretty pony. The midfield balance has always looked worse when he's in the two. Do you agree?
A little bit. I don't think I'd go as far as that. I think he's just a young midfielder because he looks very, very good when he gets the ball. I mean, last season, I think I compared him to Yaya Toure at one point, and he was that good, I think. And I think he showed it this season in glimpses, but not so much. Obviously, he's been out for a while. I think it's just going to take him time to bed back in and be there.
All right. Let's talk about the new faces then, first of all. Luke, let's talk about Johnson first, who came straight into the side following his joining you this week. How did he do?
I thought he had a great debut. I mean, coming in that right back spot, I thought he didn't make too many mistakes. I think hardly any at all. He was on set pieces straight away, which I like to see as well. I thought he had a really solid game, and to play that long as well on your debut, when I know he has played a couple of games already this season for his old club, but to come straight into that team and put in that performance, I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, staying on the new boys though. Yes, you becoming Blackburn Mark II by continuing to sign all their players. Lewis Travis signed midweek as well. He was thrown straight into the team. Did he look like he's improved that midfield?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a lot more solid. He did most of the dirty work, which is what I want him to do, and that's what he's been brought in to do. Is just sit there, break up the play, pass the ball forward. I think he did very well as well on his debut. I thought he was going to be another cracking signing for us.
Interesting use of the word dirty work there. Stace, there's an incident on the Ipswich player that we just managed to capture there. Was he a lucky boy?
I don't think so. I think it was a yellow. I think the Ipswich player shouldn't be putting his face near his boot at the end of the day, should he really?
Right.
No, it's just a yellow for me. It's never a red. Ipswich fans have done a lot of whinging throughout the match yesterday, and since I don't know why, really. They wouldn't expect their player to get sent off for doing the same. And they've had Sam Morsey for how many years? He's far worse.
I'm just glad he didn't get injured doing that challenge. That's all I'm saying. Just glad he didn't get injured.
At least it's not injured.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure retrospective action still happens in the EFL, but potentially we might hear more from those squads. But let's keep on the positives. Peyton, yeah, here we go. Carter Morris, 4-4. We seem to mention him every single week, but if you'd have had him last season, you wouldn't have been struggling at all, would you?
Nah, he's a proper striker. He's what we've been crying out for. He's like, I think I said, coming back from the game against Bristol, I said James Collins has photos of Carter Morris on his wall. He has posters of him because just levels above. He can take penalties. He's really good at holding the ball up. He's good on the ball. He can pass. He's everything we need as a striker. And I mean, we've just signed Ben Brereton Diaz to play alongside on the left. Obviously, Brian Brewster on the right-hand side, who played really, really well on Saturday. The front line is looking really strong.
The only negative then I could find about any of the players, Luke, was the growing concern about Zetterstrom. We're here again. Scott says Zetterstrom needs dropping. Lots of other people saying bring in Vickers. Vickers needs to start now. Has your opinion changed since we last spoke about this?
No, it hasn't changed. I mean, it's poor from the corner. It's very poor. He gets nowhere near the ball. And like I say, Forsyth's not really marking his man, and it's just an easy headed goal tap in. But I think if you drop a goalkeeper this early in the season, it's just going to mess with his head. It's just the mentality is just not right. We're not. You can't be doing it because it's just going to be even worse down the line. And if Vickers drops a few stinkers, you think, oh, get Zetterstrom back in there. It's just you can't keep doing this ring around. You can't do it. Just keep him in there, and he'll be fine. This is just not. It's just nonsense at the minute.
Okay.
Honestly, I think it's transfer window nerves. It's the transfer window. I think we saw it with Cashin a couple of seasons ago. It's just transfer window nerves, isn't it? If there's interest, then yeah.
Before we leave the Ipswich game aside, we must bring up a point which Ipswich fans or our Ipswich podcast has asked us to talk to you guys about. They did say, look, if any of those Derby fans bring up the added time at the end, tell them it was well deserved.
What, the plus 30?
Ipswich fan Utopia B saying time wasting Derby from the very first minute of the game. And that's why the additional time is added on according to them. Stace, do you see that the taking the time of? I mean, there's an art to it, of course, but do you think it was taking the mick a bit too much?
No, I don't think so. I think 9-10 minutes would have been a fair amount from the stoppages because there were quite a few head injuries and a few other little niggles and stuff there. It was the second half was a really niggly, messy stop-start game, and both teams were culpable for that. So yeah, I don't think it's firmly on us. And yeah, I don't see where they got the 13 from, let alone the extra for the penalty.
Right, we shall leave that game to one side then. We are, of course, recording this just 24 hours before the transfer window shuts, so we can't comment too much on anything that has happened recently. However, it's off to West Brom we go, Peyton, when we return in 2 weeks' time after the international break. You've got a bit of a bogey side for the Baggies recently. You did the double over them last season, if I don't remember correctly. How do you see this one going?
3 points. We always win against West Brom. It just always happens. Like, I think, especially coming after the international break, where I had 2 weeks with the majority of the side bar, I think, 2 or 3 that are going off in international. Most of the sides, I think Patrick Ajimang should be in and around the squads. Southson was on the bench. Obviously didn't get on, but was on the bench. So he might be fit. Obviously, if we get another signing in or 2 maybe, they'll probably be ready. It gives us a good time to get the squad together. Obviously, unfortunately, Brereton Diaz is going on international duty, which is unfortunate. But I think with the squad that we've got, I think we'll be pretty competitive for the rest of the season, and it's just that first game to prove it.
Okay. The funding for the transfers, Luke, having what you spent quite a bit, haven't you? Is reportedly all come from one source. Entirely funded by Clouds Developments is the new story out this week. If we believe that to be the case, we need to be giving him more credit than some fans give him, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can only go off of what you've read, and that's the only thing that's come out. I mean, I keep having a little laugh and a joke when people ask me, like, how are you spending all this money when a couple of seasons ago you couldn't even afford a bag of crisps and a chocolate bar? I goes, we've still got that cashing money. What's everyone worrying about? We've still got that cashing money. But no, like you say, you don't know if there is some investment somewhere. But if he's come out and said it's all from him, fair enough. He's backing the manager, he's backing the club, and I'm all for it. Absolute hero.
Do you think, Stace, there's some sort of money that wasn't given to Paul Warne that perhaps could have been, that's been kind of kept behind? Some fans are suggesting, well, yeah, it's all great, but could he have backed Paul Warne a bit more last season?
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because we signed Langas and Salverson in January, around the time of the cash-in deal and stuff. So, but yeah, there's a part of me that thinks we may have held back a little bit with some of the cash that they probably didn't trust Warne to spend, and getting used to seeing has obviously raised the profile of the club again and attracting a better calibre of player, considering the window we've had so far. So yeah, I think there's a bit of both, really.
Okay. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. I massively appreciate all that. When we come back, of course, it's also the big derbies are kicking off again in the division. We've got Millwall going to Charlton. We've got Pompey playing Southampton for the first time in 13 years, which has led us to ask, what is the biggest derby in the division this year? I mean, do you guys miss having Forest around to play for big derby days and get the crowd up, or do you not mind just not having to play them?
It's Forest's big game, isn't it? We're rent free in their heads. It's their big game. To us, it's just another match.
Okay.
No, I really do miss it. The atmosphere on the day, it's just, I really do miss it. I really miss it.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a Premier League fixture before it's a Championship one.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
Let's hope so anyway. Right, what is the biggest derby then, Luke, in the division this season for you?
I'm going to start one off with, we've touched on it a little bit, but the way they're going on, I reckon it could be us versus Blackburn by the end of this season, because bloody hell, I can't believe the amount of tweets I've seen about us when we've got no to do with him, and then the moaning about us signing Diaz now. He's been at 3 different clubs since he's left Blackburn. It's just laughable. But no, in all seriousness, I do think Saints and Pompey is the big one for this season. It's an absolute massive clash between two really good teams, and I'm really looking forward to watching that one unfold.
Okay, Peyton.
I think I have to agree with the Saints and Pompey one. They just hate each other, and I think that's something that can't be said for a lot of the derbies in the division this season. Like, I think Leicester and Coventry maybe, but not really. They don't really care about each other, and Birmingham and whoever they can be bothered to not like at this point. Yeah. I think
okay.
It's got to be the South Coast one.
Okay, Stace.
Bit of a mention for the Steel City derby, although there might not be any fans going if Wednesday keep on boycotting games. But yeah, it's definitely Southampton and Portsmouth. However, the ridiculous restrictions that have placed on the Portsmouth fans travelling to St Mary's is ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely, it is. Right, and that brings us to the final point of discussion this week, which is this beauty. We've done our home shirts, our away shirts. Now the third shirt. I like this, I'm going to be honest with you, but let's see if you do. Luke, are you a fan?
Yeah, absolutely. It's my favourite out of the all three. I actually ordered it this morning. So, it's an absolute cracker for I think this season we've got 3 belters, but this is by far my favourite. Yeah,
I like the design here. Peyton?
I wouldn't say it's my favourite, because I think this one is my favourite this season, but definitely the second favourite, because it's a throwback kit, isn't it, really, to a kit in the 90s, and it's just really nice. It's a nice colour, and Carl Morris got his first goal in the league in it, so that's always good.
Stace, you like it?
Yeah, absolute thing of beauty. It's a lovely throwback to lots of other blue kits we've had in the past. It's just a real nice nod to history, and I think they've just absolutely smashed it with the design.
Bro. Right, we shall leave it there for another week. We'll give you guys a week off next week for talking about Derby County. So, well earned rest for you. We'll see you the other side of that West Brom result in 2 weeks' time. So join us for that. Do drop us a quick subscribe and a like as well. And thank you all very much for joining us. Derby are on the up. See you then.